Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about memorizing the Quran, but not just memorizing it. We're diving into a system that's all about making it stick. For good, it's about retention, not just mindless repetition.
Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever had this happen? You spend hours, maybe all night, on a single page. You repeat it, you drill it. You feel like, okay, I've got this. And then you stand up to recite it and poof, it's gone. A total memorization blackout. It's one of the most frustrating feelings, isn't it?
And when that happens, it's so easy to blame yourself. We immediately think, ugh, my memory is just terrible, or this part is just too hard for me. But what if I told you the problem isn't you? It's not your brain. It's your system. The way you're approaching it is what needs to change.
So let's dive into the first of 3 principles that can absolutely transform your memorization. And it starts somewhere you might not expect. Not with your eyes staring at the page, but with your ears.
Look at this contrast right here. On one side, you've got the hard way, the way most of us were taught, just trying to force these, foreign-sounding words into our brain through sheer repetition. But the other side, the familiarity method, flips that script entirely. It's all about making the page feel like an old friend before you even try to memorize it.
So how does this actually work? It's pretty simple. You pick the page you want to memorize. Then, before you even open the Mus'haf, you find a good reciter and you just listen to them recite that page 10 times. The key is active listening. You're absorbing the rhythm, the flow. By the time you actually look at the words, they're already ringing in your ears, which makes the memorizing part so much easier.
And this isn't just a nice idea. The impact is massive. The source for this whole method tells a personal story of being completely burnt out, just couldn't memorize anything else. So they switched to intensive listening. The result? They memorized the final 7 ajza. That's 7 whole parts of the Quran in just 3 to 4 months. That's what familiarity can do.
Okay, so listening is a huge first step. It gets the words into your short-term memory. But how do you stop them from just fading away a week later? To make memorization truly permanent, we have to go one level deeper.
And that brings us right to principle number 2. This is how we go from just hearing a string of words to seeing entire worlds open up. It's all about using the most powerful memorization tool we have, understanding.
You see, our minds aren't wired to remember random data. They're wired for stories, for meaning, for emotion. We remember a compelling narrative way better than we remember a list of disconnected words. It's just how we're built.
When you actually understand what Allah is saying in those verses, everything changes. They stop being a random string of sounds, and they become a mental movie you can actually follow. You connect emotionally. And you know those tricky verses that sound almost identical? When you know the story, you know the context. You know why this word is used here and another one is used there. It's a total game changer.
Here's a perfect example. The author recalls being a kid sitting on a bunk bed while their mom explained the verses about the Day of Judgment. She didn't just translate, she painted a picture. A believers on thrones, looking down. That vivid image, that meaning, made those verses unforgettable. They're still etched in memory to this day.
All right, so we've covered getting the Quran into your mind through listening and understanding. But this last principle, well, this is maybe the most crucial one of all. This is about keeping it there for a life. This is the difference between being a hafith for a year and a hafith forever.
This powerful narration from the Prophet, peace be upon him, just hits so hard. He said the Quran slips away faster than a camel from its rope. Think about that image. It's not passive. If you don't hold on tight, if you don't honor it with constant attention, it will get away.
Now here is the mistake almost all of us make. We treat revision like an afterthought. It's that thing we'll get to when we have extra time. But that's a recipe for forgetting. The golden rule is this. Your old memorization and your new memorization are equal partners. They have to walk hand in hand every single day.
And the system is so beautifully simple. It's just a 1-to-1 ratio. You memorize 1 new page, you must revise 1 old page. You only have time for half a new page? Great, then you revise half an old page. See, you're not just piling new bricks onto a shaky foundation, you're constantly going back and making the entire structure stronger.
Okay, so let's tie this all together into one simple, powerful, actionable system. These are the 3 keys that will protect your memorization and make it strong from day 1.
So here it is, the complete system. 1, you listen first, to make the page familiar and easy. 2, you understand the meaning, to make it memorable and deep. And 3, you revise daily, to make it permanent. Listen, understand, and revise. These 3 keys work together to build a bond with the Quran that just doesn't break.
And really, this all comes down to a fundamental shift in your mindset.
The goal is not a race to the end of the mushaf. The true test, the real achievement, is how much of it stays with you, solid and present in your heart.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Are you building your memorization, or are you just replacing it? Because without a strong system, every new page you learn is just pushing an old one out. But with the right system, you're not replacing anything. You are building, layer by layer, a connection that will stand with you for life.